So I didn't think it could be done. You know, when I hear these kind of videos, I'm like, okay, make money without any money. Yeah, right. I was really skeptical. I didn't think we could do it, but I've got the results to prove it. I'm going to throw the screenshot up here. $91,111. Over $100,000 is what I was able to generate without taking any money out of my pocket. So would you like to know how to do this? So before we dive into this, if you like these types of videos, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and we'll make sure you get notified when we release videos. All right, so how do you do this? Well, the first thing is to come up with an idea. Maybe you have a product idea, but before you do anything, you can hop onto a website called Kickstarter. What I love about Kickstarter, these are people that are inventing products, they're creating products, and they have people pre-ordering these products. So think about this. This is a way you can launch a product without taking any money out of your pocket. So you've probably heard about Kickstarter, unless you've been living under a rock. So I'm assuming you know about Kickstarter and the basics of that. But one thing I do, I go through and I find what is trending. So this is one of the ways I found out about the fidget craze about 6 months in advance before it came out. So how did I do that? It was really easy. I went on Kickstarter and found a little device called the fidget cube. You remember that back in all the fidget spinners and the cubes and all of that? Well, this company had made over $6 million in pre-order sales. So the light bulb went on, oh my gosh, this could be a great idea. So my thought was, what if I created a fidget cube, but instead of the cube, I kept all the devices people could fidget with, but I embedded it inside of a pen. So that's step number one, is go do some market research and go see what's working out there, and then ask people that could potentially buy your product, what do they think about your idea? Now, if you get a response like this, that's when you know you're on a good idea. If it's, you might want to keep looking, but ask multiple people and see what they say about your idea. All right, so how do you take no money out of your pocket? Well, you're going to need to build a little bit of a prototype. So, and there's ways that you can do this. You can draw a prototype. You don't have to take money out of your pocket for this part. So there's different ways that you can do that. You might want to get a few people on your team. You're going to need a few people. Like you need somebody to do your videos. Videos can be expensive, right? You need somebody to run your social media campaigns. You need somebody who's a marketer, somebody who can collect emails so that you can do a pre-launch, right? Well, how do you do all of this stuff? It sounds complicated, but here's the thing. I don't know about any of this stuff anyway, either. Well, I didn't at the time, but I knew enough to hire people or find people that believed in my idea enough that they were willing to take a percentage of my sales over getting paid up front. Okay, how does this work? Well, let's say I'm going to talk to a videographer and I really like his work and I want him to be a part of our team. So instead of coming out and saying, hey, James, I want to hire you for $10,000 to build my video, I could say, look, James, I could give you the $5,000 to $10,000, or I could give you the percentage of my profits. Now, Fidget Cube did over $6 million, and so you have the potential of making a lot more money with this. And so imagine having a percentage of $1 million. So if I give him, let's say, 2 to 3% of $1 million, I mean, would you rather take the risk and potentially earn $20,000 to $30,000 or get $5,000 up front? So obviously I'm looking for people that are entrepreneurial mindset, that they have that mindset that they're willing to take that risk. And luckily my team was willing to do that. It's people that believe in the product. Well, what does this do? This allows you to get a lot of work done without taking a lot of money out of your pocket. The other thing it does is it gets invested interest. All of these people, I want you to think about that word. You want people to be invested in your project, where if they get paid up front, if it succeeds or fails, they've already made their money and they're off to something else. Does that make sense? So I want people that are bought into this idea. I want people that are going to work just as hard as I'm going to to make this a success. So I did that with each team member, from my marketer, my web designer. So think about all the different team members you're going to need, and you can use this same strategy. Think about this for a minute. How many Kickstarters could you potentially launch if you're not taking any money out of your pocket to do this? Sometimes we don't know if something's going to work until we actually do it, until you get out there and try it, right? And so sometimes it's like throwing spaghetti on the wall. Remember, take a lot of the risk out of the equation by finding what's already working, and then improve upon the ideas of top-selling products. I've seen backpacks, I've seen sweaters. I've seen a sweater that, they have these little blow-up pillows in the sweater, and they've got all sorts of hidden pockets on the sweater. I have seen those people make millions and millions of dollars. Okay, you could take that design, reverse engineer it, make it better, add upon it, do something unique and different with that product. You already know there's a built-in audience. You already know there's a lot of people that are going to buy this, right? And so, anyway, it's a great way to get out there and make a lot of money. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's the process of creating a product from scratch? Okay, you need a prototype. Number 2, you need a CAD drawing. You need somebody who has experience in manufacturing in China. Don't make the mistake I made, because I hired somebody who didn't have the experience in manufacturing. So they designed the CAD drawing, and I could get it 3D printed, and all that was cool. But you have to understand, 3D printing is not how you're going to mass produce your product for most people. You're probably going to do what's called injection molding. Okay, there's a process for that. That's where they basically hollow out metal and they inject plastic into it to actually create your product. Well, there's certain parts and things that can't be made through injection molding that you can do in 3D printing. So I do think 3D printing is a great way to start if you want to do something. And there's different people. There's places that you can get, there's labs and things, universities where you can come in and they'll let you use their 3D printers and you can create your prototype. So anyway, so these are some thoughts, these are some ideas. Once you have the injection molding done, you're going to need somebody to do the injection molding, which you can find on Alibaba. So that's where you can find your manufacturers from China. That's probably where you're going to get your product made. Why? Because it's way less expensive. Now, before you go, Adam, I don't want to support China and I don't want to build things in China and blah, 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 blah. Look, I get it. If I could do it here affordably in the US, I promise you I would. But here's the thing. Let me give you an idea of how much it costs in the US versus China. To do an injection mold and to do what we were wanting to do here in the US, they were going to charge $120,000. Okay? In China, it was only $20,000. Now wait, I know what you're thinking. You're going, Adam, you said no money out of pocket. Now you're throwing out $20,000, $150,000. Okay, remember, I'm not pulling a dime out of my pocket until my products have been sold. Remember, Kickstarter is where you get the funding to create your injection molds and all the things you're going to need to set up your business. Okay, so it truly is and can be no money out of pocket. You might need to put a little bit of money in for the, maybe the CAD drawing or maybe designing the prototype. There's a little bit there. But with some creativity and using the formula that I just gave you, if you can find some engineers that believe in your product, I mean, what engineer wouldn't want to take a piece of the pie if they could? Now, you might need to have them sign what's called a non-disclosure agreement, so they're not going to share your idea with other people. You can talk to a lawyer, you can get that made up, or LegalZoom if you want to do a fast NDA. There's some templates out there that you can do. So anyway, I hope this helps us at least get your feet wet. If you like these types of videos, if you want to know the process of creating a product, if you have a product, need help with that, click the link in the description, connect with us. We have coaches, we have mentors, we have people that can help you bring a product to life. I can help you with that as well, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Just post your questions in the comment box there and I'll make sure to answer those. As always, please like, please subscribe, hit the bell notification, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.